Congress. So I would like to request you all to kindly be seated. And if we're all ready, I would like to request you all to kindly stand up for the Nepali national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now down to the last day of the 9th World Ranger Congress hosted by the International Ranger Federation and the Ministry of Forest and Environment, Government of Nepal. I would like to once again welcome you all to the closing ceremony. Thank you so much for being with us here this afternoon. I am Supriya, your host for the event. The last 5 days has been very exciting and educative for all of us present here, for all the participants who have visited, come down to Nepal from across the globe. The stories of rangers from across 70 countries, all united by their love for the planet, has been inspiring. And once again, I would like to thank each and every one of you for making this Congress possible. So a big round of applause for yourselves. I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the presence of our distinguished guests and dignitaries present with us here this afternoon. The Secretary of Ministry of Forest and Environment and also the Chair of today's closing ceremony, Dr. Vishwanath Odi. Our chief guest for the closing ceremony, Honorable Yogesh Kumar Bhattrai, Ministry of Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation. So thank you so much for your time. The newly elected President for International Ranger Federation, Chris Gaylors. Can we please have a big round of applause for the newly elected President of International Ranger Federation. Congratulations. Our special guest, the Mayor at Ratnanagar Municipality, Mr. Narayan Ban. Thank you once again, sir, for giving us your time. High-level officials, distinguished participants, fellow rangers, media, and ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so much for making the 9th World Rangers Congress a big success here in Nepal. And it's my privilege to share with you all time and again that Nepal is the first Asian country to host the World Ranger Congress. This Congress has been historic for many reasons. Being held for the first time in Asia, this is also the largest one so far with 40% of women participation. So there we go, girl power, right? Now I would like to give you a quick recap of the past 5 days you've spent here in Sauraha, Chitwan. The Congress kick-started with the raising of the International Ranger Federation flag, followed by the insightful opening ceremony amidst the senior government officials from Nepal. Over the next few days, the participants enjoyed into the jeep and boat safari experience, with some of them even spotting a tiger. I hope, can the lucky ones please raise your hands who spotted the tiger? I'm sure it was an amazing adventure for you guys. The sessions were followed during the day that included discussions on the key themes of the Congress, including ranger welfare, ranger and local communities, indigenous rangers, ranger capacity, women in ranger workforce technology. The women rangers in workforce, where experts discussed the current gender imbalance and the critical need to address it, including the unique skills that women bring to the role, with inspiring examples from Mexico, Zimbabwe, and India particularly stood out. The highlight of the Congress was most certainly the parade that was organized by the indigenous and local communities last evening to show their support to global rangers and the work they do. Can we have a big round of applause for the people who organized the parade and the participants of the parade as well? I am most certain that this parade has to be one of the best experiences of your life as a ranger. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to draw your attention towards the screen, as we have made a short video that has all the experiences of the past 5 days, for which we would want to thank John Jurko for the video, and also the big shout out to our photographer, Mr. Ranjan Ramchandani, whose photos we will be sharing with all of you in the next few days. For now, let's have a look at the video.
I'm from Botswana.
I'm from Uganda, born in Kampala.
I'm from Bhutan. I'm from New Zealand.
Botswana.
I'm from South Korea.
I'm from DRC, Bhutan.
I'm from Zimbabwe.
My favorite animal is elephant.
My favorite animal is tiger. My favorite animal is a New Zealand kitten. My favorite animal is tiger. My favorite animal is Indian pangolin. My favorite animal is a lion. I'm a ranger.
Kimukapisi. I'm a ranger.
A ranger.
Dadepa.
Wanhaliza. Manhutara.
Ndi Inumu Abiso.
Naturally open. I am ranger.
Without your participation and your enthusiasm, the 9th World Ranger Congress wouldn't have been a successful one. And now, moving forward, I would like to request Mr. Chris, the newly elected President of International Ranger Federation, to kindly come up on stage for his opening address.
Greetings everyone, and I would like to really do a big thank you to everyone, and that's really a big role of my talk today. A big thank you to the government of Nepal for their role in this Congress. We've seen and experienced what Nepal has to offer, the people that are here, and we're hugely appreciative of that. The Ministry of Forest and Environment, their role in this. We'd also like to thank the Department of National Parks and Wildlife Conservation. We'd like to thank Chitwan National Park. We'd like to thank the Buffer Zone Council and the community. We'd also like to thank the Hotel and Restaurant Association of Tourism and Entrepreneurs, who have played a huge role in organizing and facilitating everything between all the different hotels that we've been staying at and having evening events as well. To the Nepalese Ranger Association, we'd like to thank them for their role here as well. To WWF, NTNC, as well as ZSL, as well as the Australian government for their contribution to making this happen. To the volunteers and those that are local and international volunteers for all that they've contributed to really filling in where it's the little bits that add up to a significant part of making this a success. A big thank you to the staff of the hotel and the hotel itself, the Hotel 7 Star and the other hotels. And obviously, we'd also like to thank everyone of you that has participated here to really make this the biggest Ranger Congress that we've ever had and possibly the most successful. So a big hand for everyone involved. I'd also like to just a special thanks to Rohit and the team, Amira, for their role in everything. The facilitation that had probably many emails between everyone over the last while, arranging all the necessary visas and so on, and to Madam G, and his role as well, being on the ground here in Nepal, wouldn't have happened without them. So a big round of applause for them. Moving on, I'd like to pay tribute to the outgoing president, to Sean Wilmore. I'd like to thank Sean for his immense contribution to the IRF and the entire Ranger cause over the last nearly 2 decades. Sean has prepared the IRF to take an important step forward that will create another new chapter in its history. With the passing of the Constitution, it really is a positive step forward. I've been fortunate enough to learn a lot from Sean, and I've enjoyed his energy and approachability in the time that we have worked together. Excuse me. Sean, you have a lot to be proud of as the outgoing president. And we know that there is no ways that you are lost to the Ranger fraternity. You will continue to motivate and inspire and be an important resource with our accumulated knowledge of the IRF. And I look forward to working with you to achieve what we have set out to do. In the token of appreciation, I'd like to call you on stage. To the outgoing IEC, thank you for your contribution. A lot has been achieved, and we must not underestimate each one of your contributions to where we are today. A big thank you. To the new IEC, thank you for taking up the challenge. You only get out what you put in. and taking a step forward to contribute to the broader cause of the Ranger fraternity globally is hugely appreciated. Look forward to working with all of you, and really in 3 years' time when we stand at the next Congress, that we will look back and we'll be proud of what we've achieved. There's a lot to do, and we take on that challenge willingly, and we look forward to the successes. So thank you to the new IEC. So I just wanted to share an analogy with you. Often it's in words. I'd like to do this in pictures. This is obviously I'm from South Africa. This is a rhino I know very well. And while that looks like something that is not very pleasing and that there's nothing positive there, we as Rangers, we bring hope. There's two words that I'd like to just leave you with after this. That's hope and care. And I think it fits well with the Ranger fraternity, and that's what we're about. This rhino was poached in 2010, and she survived. We've been working continuously to try and restore her face, working with specialist wildlife veterinarians, and we often have to do every 6 months, sometimes even shorter. We do these periodic treatments to start closing up over the nasal passages. But she's a symbol of hope. She's a symbol of hope, and through care, we've been able to develop that hope. So this is that female. We're attaching some hide to it. We've treated it. We attach some hide, stitching it in. It only lasts probably a week or so before she runs it off, but it makes a contribution. But over that time, since 2010, she's had 3 calves. She's added 3 calves to the population, which is significant. Each one of us draws hope from different sources, through our work, perhaps through our family. For me, this animal gives me hope. And I think it's a great symbol of what, by applying some care in what we do, we can generate hope. And that goes for caring for the earth as a whole, caring for the people around you, caring for the fellow rangers with us. And when you go back, I urge you to carry that hope to other rangers, because we also give hope to others around the world. Remember, we are looking after a significant portion of the planet, the life support systems for all humanity. I'd also just like to say thank you to everyone. It's an absolute honor being able to serve the Global Ranger community. I look forward to the challenge and know with all of your support and that of the new IEC, we will turn the declarations emanating from the Congress into firm actions. Allow me to share some further thoughts. Today we find ourselves as part of a global village, where a country's wildlife and environments not only form part of a natural history, but it forms part of all of our heritage. Many species and ecologies are not bound by political borders, as someone mentioned earlier today, and those who exploit them, which means there is a greater need than ever to ensure those tasked to safeguard these natural resources are well equipped and supported to do so, no matter where in the world they may be. I'm not sure you can relate to these 2 lines, which come from a song, possibly a well-known one. But it's a song where the 2 lines read, "Look me in the eyes, tell me what you see. Perfect paradise, tearing at the seams." And I think a lot of us see that in the places we work, these magnificent places that are facing tremendous threats, but there are still places of paradise which we are striving to secure. As Rangers face these increased threats, we'll be benefiting through greater level of integration with the profession. Such integration should be multilateral, and the functions of which include better communication, skills and capacity development that are motivating and lead to professional development of the Rangers. Need resource support, development of community of best practice through a network of strengthened Ranger associations. This is something that is going to be critical to our successes going forward. Awareness raising and advocacy, ensuring Ranger well-being, as well as to be well informed. We need to develop a stronger knowledge base for the profession to really carry our argument forward. We need to make it everyone's business to care, to support Rangers. Developing Ranger ambassadors and the next generation of passionate and committed Rangers, like we've seen at this Congress today. This needs to be driven by a global authoritative Ranger body, which is what the IRF must be. To get there, we need to professionalize the IRF, its functions and capability, and passing the new constitution is going to take us a long way forward with that, as we owe this to the Rangers. We need to increase the capacity and ability to support more Rangers at an association and federation level. We need to create a more unified sector to take on the current and growing threats of tomorrow. What we are passionate about, we are losing at a rapid rate. So there is a time factor to the equation of challenges, which means we can no longer follow a linear path to achieve our objectives. No, we need to ramp this up to an exponential one. We just don't have the time. As such, we can ill afford to focus on the many small issues, as we just don't have the luxury of that time. We need to do this for Rangers, as individuals, as the profession, and for the generations to come. And this is not a hierarchical flow of responsibilities. We need to enable the ability of each one of these Rangers, each one of you that are sitting here today, to make that difference you are certainly capable of doing. The difference you want to see. So, from here, we go away from this Congress, looking for your part in making the Rangers' voice heard. Go away with hope and urgency. Go away safely on your travels, and thank your families for allowing you to be here, for making that sacrifice. And finally, as Rangers, and using the words of a famous American country singer, Johnny Cash, we must go away from here, and we are going to stand our ground. Won't be turned around. We'll keep this world from dragging us down. We're going to stand our ground. We won't back down. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris, for the insightful opening remarks. I hope you have a successful tenure and the International Rangers Federation sees more lights and more successes during your tenure. And now, we'd like to hand over the International Federation of Rangers a piece of appreciation, a token of appreciation on behalf of the Regional Hotel Association and Regional Restaurant and Bar Association, Sauraha Chitwan. And to do the honors, may I please invite on stage Mr. Dekhapadhi, Chairperson of Regional Hotel Association, and Mr. Naresh Giri, Vice Chairperson of Regional Restaurant and Bar Association, Sauraha Chitwan. And once again, Chris, can we please have you on the stage? We would like to request you to receive the token of appreciation on behalf of the International Ranger Federation. letter of appreciation to International Ranger Federation. As entrepreneurs of various sectors take this opportunity to express our happiness and appreciation to 9th World Ranger Congress, 12th to 16th of November 2019, choosing Sorahat Chitwan National Park as a venue to organize such a meet of 70 plus countries' delegates. We are thankful with IRF, distinguished participants, organizing team, volunteers and supporting staff for their cooperation indeed. We hope all the participants will play a role to promote such a beautiful country as the brand ambassadors in the days to come, especially when Nepal has announced Visit Nepal Year for the year 2020. President Deepak Bhattrai, RHAN Chitwan. Thank you. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Kindly take your seats. And I would like to request Mr. Deepak Bhattrai, the chairperson from Regional Hotel Association, to kindly say a few words.
Thank you. Dear Chairperson, Honorable Minister, IRF leaders, body, and all delegates. It has been great honor and immense pleasure to welcome you here at Chitwan National Park. We take this opportunity to appreciate to the organizer, chosen Chitwan, to serve such as a hub event. Dear President, with Regional Organization, Revan would like to offer our humble gratitude to all the delegates, media persons, volunteers, and everyone who either directly or indirectly played vital role to make program success. As you know, we are hosting Visit Nepal Year 2020, year to come. We hope all the participants will represent our country as a promoter to make hug success. Thank you. Namaste.
Mr. Bhattrai. Nepal has proudly announced the year 2020 as the Visit Nepal Year. And we believe that in the year of Visit Nepal, all of you participants from across 71 countries are going to be our brand ambassadors. We believe that you have gathered a lot of good memories, beautiful memories, and you will be sharing them with your friends and family in your home country and encouraging them to go and witness the beauty of Nepal themselves. We aim to draw around 2 million tourists in the year 2020, and we hope that your contribution is going to add in the numbers. Thank you so much once again, and we request you on behalf of Nepal to advocate the beauty of our country, the beautiful landscape, the diversity that we have, and the beautiful cultural heritage that you experienced in the last 5 days with your friends and family. And this project is going to be led by our Honorable Minister, Yogesh Kumar Bhattrai, the Minister of Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation at Government of Nepal. Sir, we wish you all the very best for Visit Nepal 2020. And on that note, I would also like to invite you on stage for your keynote address.
Chairperson of this closing session, Dr. Vishwanath Oli, Secretary of Ministry of Forest and Environment, newly elected President of International Ranger Federation, Mr. Chris, and immediate outgoing President, Mayor of this municipality, and distinguished guests, delegates and participants, media person, ladies and gentlemen, Namaste, good evening. It gives me a great pleasure to be here in this closing session ceremony of the 9th World Ranger Congress. First of all, allow me to express my sincere thanks to the organizers for inviting me as the chief guest of this historic session. Let me congratulate Ministry of Forest and Environment and International Ranger Federation for successfully organizing this Congress here, very beautiful city of Nepal, Saurachito. I'm glad to know that more than 550 participants from over 70 countries are attending this mega event to discuss on various aspects of forest and biodiversity conservation. The Congress, I believe, has been able to bring ranger and conservationists around the world to share their knowledge and experiences, which has not only provided an ample opportunity for cross-country sharing, but also provided foundation for further collaboration and partnership. Fellow Rangers, in my own observation, you have always been working in the hardship and difficult situation to save the life of others. I salute your patience, sacrifice, and dedication to nature conservation. In Nepal, we have successful example in forest and biodiversity conservation, such as increase in forest cover in the country, better management of community-based forest, significant increase of wildlife, reduction of poaching of rhino to zero. Further achievement we have made. I highly appreciate the contribution of ranger and conservationists. I would like to congratulate the newly elected president and executive member of the International Ranger Federation and wish them all the best in their future endeavors. I am delighted to inform you that the government of Nepal is now firmly committed to delivering the national aspiration of prosperous Nepal, happy Nepal, under the leadership of our visionary, Right Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. K.P. Sharma Oli. We are delivering the vision through the 15th five-year plan. Both prosperity and happiness require that the economy is growing, development is sustainable, benefits are equitably distributed, social justice is ensured, all forms of the discrimination among people are eliminated, and overall, people live in the harmony with nature. Tourism not only contributes to future further strengthening the bond among people from different countries, but also give a boost to the sustainable economic growth and peace. Tourism is the mainstay of Nepalese economy. Nepal offers us surprisingly diverse area of attraction and landscape. Nepal is blessed with a unique nature treasure, and socio-cultural diversity. Watching wildlife in their natural habitats offer one of the greatest travel experiences in Nepal. Chitor National Park is one of the major tourist destinations in Nepal for watching diverse species of the wildlife from a short distance, where you may have experienced jungle safari in spare time during this conference. On this occasion, I am delighted to inform you all that Government of Nepal has announced Visit Nepal 2020, for which Nepal offers travelers the experience of lifetime. I ask you all to enjoy Nepali nature and culture, and recommended your family and friends to visit Nepal in 2020 to have lifetime experiences. I would like to also invite you all to come again to visit Nepal with your friends and family. I am confident that the outcome of deliberation of this Congress will provide a valuable input in upcoming policy and strategy process of forest and biodiversity conservation. Congress declaration will be of use for us as well in devising useful policy and strategy toward nature conservation in Nepal. I wish you all a memorable and comfortable stay in Nepal and safe and pleasant journey back to home. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister Yogesh Kumar Bhattrai. They were from the Ministry of Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation. Sir, I would like to request you to kindly hand over the Visit Nepal souvenirs to the immediate past president of IRF and also the current newly elected president, Chris and Sean. Can we please have you on the stage? And also, fellow participant, there's a goodie bag from Visit Nepal here to each and every one of you. So please make sure that you collect it from the registration counter outside. Take your seats. And all the fellow participants, please remember to collect your own Visit Nepal goodie bag from the registration counter outside before you head back tonight. And now, let's take a look at the short video that we have compiled that is going to be out everywhere, telling you all what Visit Nepal here is and what we expect out of Visit Nepal in 2020. identity and the culture of Nepal. And also tonight's farewell dinner is hosted by the Visit Nepal team. So can we please have a big round of applause for the entire Visit Nepal team. And also participants, please be informed that the organizers of this event intend to take pictures and video during the event. Your presence at the event is assumed as a consent to have your pictures and videos taken and could be used publicly as well. And also, we would like to request all the media in attendance to be outside the hall, and if you have any questions for the newly elected President of IRF and Dr. Maheshwar Thakal, the Joint Secretary of Ministry of Forest and Environment, and also the country representative of WWF, Dr. Ghanshyam Guru, please be seated in the hall. You might want an extended interview with them, which will happen after the closing session of this closing ceremony. And now to give the vote of thanks and to close this 9th World Ranger Congress, may I please invite on stage Dr. Vishwanath Oli, the Secretary at the Ministry of Forest and Environment Government.
Thank you. Chief Guest, Honorable Minister for Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation, Mr. Yogesh Kumar Bhattrai, Mayor of Dekhapadhi Municipality, President and outgoing President of International Ranger Federation, high-level government officials, distinguished guests, participants, media persons, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Ministry of Forest and Environment and on behalf of organizers, it is indeed my great pleasure to make closing remarks and express gratitude to all those who made this event a reality. First of all, allow me to express my deep gratitude to Honorable Minister for Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation for accepting to be the chief guest of the closing ceremony despite his busy schedule. With a view to enhance network and collaboration among rangers around the world towards biodiversity conservation, we have been successful in hosting the 5-day-long event in Nepal. As we have seen video just few minutes back, that altogether nearly 500 international participants from more than 70 countries managed to attend the event, with more than 40% female participants. Keynote speakers and panelists have shared their rich experiences in different sessions during the Congress. The deliberations from the Congress were focused on the way how we can effectively conserve nature for the benefit of present and future generations. On behalf of organizers, it is with humility that I appreciate the contributions from all individuals and institutions who directly or indirectly involved in making this event a grand success. Allow me to extend our sincere thanks to all the distinguished guests and participants who managed to attend this 9th World Ranger Congress in Nepal despite their busy schedule. I have a long list of individuals and organizations to cite for appreciating their contribution to make this Congress a grand success. So allow me to spell out the individuals and organizations who directly or indirectly contributed for making this event a success. If I forgot to mention individuals and institutions, organizations, so please bear with me. So first of all, I would like to congratulate the newly elected team of International Ranger Federation and wish them all the best in their future course of action towards biodiversity conservation around the world. My deep gratitude to the chief guest and guests of the opening and closing ceremony of the Congress, including former Prime Minister of Nepal, Honorable Pushpakamal Dahal Bhushan in the opening session, Honorable Minister for Forest and Environment, Mr. Shakti Gosnet in the opening session, and Honorable Minister for Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation, Mr. Yogesh Kumar Patrai, in the closing session that he is present here with us. My sincere thanks go to International Ranger Federation for selecting Nepal for the Congress and various sponsor organizations, including Government of Australia, Zoological Society of London, Global Wildlife Conservation, the Thin Green Line Foundation, for their support to the event. I also appreciate the support from International Ranger Federation, the Regional Ranger Federation of Asia, Nepal Forestry Association, NEFTA, National Trust for Nature Conservation, Wildcat Nepal, for their support as well. I express sincere thanks to keynote speakers, panelists, session chairs, moderators, and rapporteurs who were instrumental in making the Congress a success. I appreciate the support received from different ministries and agencies, including Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation, Department of National Parks and Wildlife Conservation, Department of Forest and Soil Conservation, District Administration Office in Chitwan, Nepal Tourism Board, Visit Nepal Year 2020 Secretariat, Ratanagar Municipality and Bharatpur Metropolitan City, local communities, security agencies, Regional Hotel Association, and all those who involved directly and indirectly to make this event a success. I hope this event has been successful in providing platform for rangers in enhance their resident work and also to find a way towards conserving nature in an effective and efficient way. I also believe that it has contributed in working together, both at regional and global level, for fostering our partnership in future. However, if there are any weaknesses during the event, please bear with us. I hope you take only the good memories from Nepal to your home country and share with your friends, colleagues and friends that you have observed in Nepal during the 5-day Congress here in Saurashtra. I wish all our distinguished guests and participants safe travel back home. Before declaring the closure of the World Ranger Congress, please enjoy the reception dinner hosted by Visit Nepal Year 2020 Secretariat under the Ministry of Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation this year. I thank you again. Thank you.
Yes, dear rangers from across the world, this marks the closing of the 9th World Ranger Congress. We hope that you've had an amazing, adventurous week here at Saurashtra, and like Dr. Oli mentioned, you will be taking back a lot of good memories and experiences of lifetime back to your home countries. Please do share it with your friends, family and colleagues, and encourage them to come and visit Nepal in the year 2020. And also, if you happen to share your pictures from Nepal in your social media handles, please do mention the hashtag VisitNepal2020. And once again, thank you so much for being such an amazing participants, for being for showing so much of enthusiasm and a lot of energy. Hope you all had a wonderful time. Do enjoy the farewell dinner hosted by the Visit Nepal 2020 Secretariat, and I wish you all a very safe journey back home. Thank you once again. Have a great evening ahead. Dr. Maheshwar Thakur, Joint Secretary at Ministry of Forest and Environment, and the newly elected President present at the IRF, please stay back in the room. Thank you. The farewell dinner begins at 6:30 p.m. Meanwhile, you can all collect your visit the pound souvenirs from the registration desks. Thank you. Can all the Pink Green Lines delegates stay back here for a group photograph? All the Pink Green Lines delegates, can you please come towards the stage for a group photograph? Thank you.